Yes, welcome back to another night of goodness, to another night of Women's History Month. The faith of women to me, it's so inspiring. And so far, we've been looking at a couple of women and seeing that they didn't only have faith, they put action with their faith. They had some tenacity, some persistence. And tonight, we see how they did not lose patience. This woman that we're looking at right now, she had patience, and that patience fueled her hope, and she let her hope grow. Oh my goodness. I'm super excited that you are diving in with me tonight. It is March 7th, and this is our sixth installation. We've been here 7 nights, but the first night did kind of an introduction to March and then talked with you a bit about what we'll be covering. And so far this month, we've been looking at inspirational women whose stories have impacted history and shaped history. And then also, I've been sharing a bit of my own story with you. So if this is your first time getting a chance to connect with me, I want to invite you to look at the previous videos that we have just spent some time together on this March. March is Women's History Month, and I believe that God really values women and he thinks we're important. And we can see that all through scripture with the way he prepared places for us, the way he provided for us, the way he saw us as precious. One of the women we talked about earlier this month already, and we'll revisit her story too. But we saw how Jesus spoke very tenderly to her, calling her daughter, and he had so much compassion in his voice. But tonight we're gonna pick up. We're gonna pick up in chapter 3, right? Of this story that we're reading about Ruth. Last night we covered chapter 2, and we saw how Ruth, she was bitter. You know, she came back home, she was bitter, she didn't know what to expect. Now here she is back in Bethlehem with her daughter-in-law, her only living relative at this point that she was aware of. But in chapter 2, we saw the budding of some hope where she realized, oh my goodness, I have another relative alive and he's here in Bethlehem. And oh my gosh, he might be your husband. Like, that's literally what we saw. We saw like the buddings of a new relationship. We saw a low-key little date on the fly with Ruth and Boaz. And tonight, we're going to see what else is going on with these characters. So, if you're ready to dive in, let's go to Ruth chapter 3. And tonight, I'm actually going to be reading from the NLT. I know. You thought I was going to say King James, but I'm going to read from the NLT tonight because as I was taking a look at it, I feel like this part of the story needs a lot of modern day language. So I think the NLT does a good job of helping us with that. So let's dive in. Ruth chapter 3. One day Naomi said to Ruth, girl. She didn't say girl. Ooh, you know, I still got to Razify it no matter what version we're in. Okay, one day Naomi said to Ruth, my daughter, it's time. It's time that I found you a permanent home so that you will be provided for. Girl, it's time. This is low-key kind of funny to me because it's like Naomi is like, I got a little scheme going. I could see that we have a relative. I could see that you need a husband because, you know, eventually I'm going to be going. So it's time for me to start moving and shaking things up. This is the same Naomi that came home. She was like, don't call me Naomi. Call me Mara. I don't have anything to live for. Now she over here talking about, girl, it's time. She got a little life in her. Okay. One day, Naomi said to Ruth, my daughter, it's time that I found a permanent home for you so that you will be provided for. Boaz is a close relative of ours, and he's been eyeing you, girl. I've been seeing him eye you. Okay, she didn't say that. And he's been very kind by letting you gather grain with his young women. Tonight, he will be winnowing barley at the threshing floor. Now do as I tell you, okay? Hear what I say and do what I tell you, okay? Now do as I tell you. Take a bath. Get fresh, boo. Take a bath and put on perfume. Get good and Gucci, okay? Now do as I tell you. Take a bath and put on perfume and dress in your nicest clothes, finest attire. Get your raiment going. Dress in your nicest clothes. Then go to the threshing floor. Then go to the threshing floor, but don't let Boaz see you until he has finished eating and drinking. Girl, go look nice. Get ready. Get sexy. Okay. Be sure to notice where he lies down, then go and uncover his feet and lie down there. In other words, position yourself, get close to him so that he can see that you fine, girl. Okay, there's some deeper layers, but obviously enjoy it with me, okay? Then go and uncover his feet and lie down there. He will tell you what to do. He will tell you what to do. What I love about this already is like, her mother-in-law is giving her some insight into their culture. Because remember, she is from Moab. This is a totally different country. Her mother-in-law is from Bethlehem. And so they're in a totally different country, totally different culture. So her mother-in-law is giving her a scoop on what to do to position herself to be seen by this man. But then she says, she's just telling her to position herself. She's not telling her to be extra and do extra, right? She just says, position yourself, and then he will tell you what to do. And so this is Ruth's response. She says, I will do everything you say. Whatever you say, Mom, I will do everything you say. So she went down to the threshing floor that night and followed the instructions of her mother-in-law. After Boaz had finished eating and drinking and was in good spirits, he lay down at the far end of the pile of grain and went to sleep. Then Ruth came quietly, uncovered his feet, and lay down. Around midnight, Boaz suddenly woke up and turned over. Mans was startled. Whoa, what's going on? He was surprised to find a woman lying at his feet. Who are you? He asked. He couldn't even recognize her. So he's like, who are you? He asked. I am your servant, Ruth, she replied. Spread the corner of your covering over me, for you are my family redeemer. The Lord bless you, my daughter, Boaz exclaimed. The Lord bless you, my daughter. You are showing even more family loyalty now than you did before, for you have not gone after young men, whether rich or poor. Now, don't worry about nothing. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about a thing, my daughter. I will do what is necessary. If he wanted to, he would. That's what this said in the Bible, okay? Now, don't worry about a thing, my daughter. I will do what is necessary. For everyone in town knows you are a virtuous woman. But while it's true that I am one of your family redeemers, there is another man who is more closely related to you than I am. Stay here tonight, and in the morning, I can talk to you. Stay here tonight, and in the morning, I will talk to him. If he is willing to redeem you, very well, let him marry you. But if he is not willing, then as surely as the Lord lives, I'm going to do it myself because I want you, girl. As surely as the Lord lives. He's making a promise here. He's like, listen, if he don't want you, girl, I'm going to snatch you up quick because you are a virtuous woman and I want you. So he says, but if he is not willing, then as surely as the Lord lives, I will redeem you myself. Now lie down here until morning. So Ruth lay at Boaz's feet until the morning, but she got up before it was light enough for people to recognize each other. Ruth said, ain't nobody finna know that I'm here. No, where my veil at? So Ruth lay at Boaz's feet until the morning, but she got up before it was light enough for people to recognize each other. For Boaz had said, "No one must know that a woman was here at the threshing floor." Then Boaz said to her, "Bring your cloak and spread it out." Boaz like, "Let me bless you, by the way. Let me just go ahead and bless you before you go. I know we're not gonna let nobody know you was here, but we're gonna know, and I'm gonna bless you." Then Boaz said to her, "Bring your cloak and spread it out." He measured 6 scoops of barley into the cloak and placed it on her back. Then he returned to town. When Ruth went back to her mother-in-law, Naomi asked, "Girl, what happened? Tell me everything. Give me the tea. I want the scoop. I want the whole tea, 2 scoops of sugar and milk." She wanted everything. She said, when Ruth got back to her mother-in-law, Naomi asked, "What happened, my daughter?" Ruth told Naomi everything Boaz had done for her. And she added, "He gave me these 6 scoops of barley and said, 'Don't go back to your mother-in-law empty-handed.'" Then Naomi said, "Let me tell you, look at how Naomi went from being bitter and sad and hopeless to loaded with hope, because Naomi is here getting all the tea and she's like, "Ooh, tell me everything. Let me set you up with a man, girl." Like, she is so, you could tell she has something to live for now, right? So then Naomi said to Ruth, "Girl, just be patient. Watch. He finna do something." Then Naomi said to her, "Just be patient, my daughter, until we hear what happens. The man won't rest until he has settled things today." This is such an example of if he wanted to, he would. And so Naomi is saying to her daughter-in-law, look, you be patient, and your patience is not going to wear out or wear thin, because this man is about that action. He's going to settle these things today. So I love this in the picture that it gives us about God. God is so for you. God is so for me, that he doesn't just want our lives to drag on in misery. He put us here to enjoy this time. Oh my goodness. He put us here on earth to enjoy him. And he wants us to enjoy our time here, right? He doesn't want us to drag on in our days in misery. He wants matters in our lives settled. So if you're navigating your own life story, right? And you've been having challenges, you're like, what's going on? Position yourself in patience and be expectant to let your hope grow. Be patient and let your hope grow. I really want to encourage you with that today. The theme of chapter 3 is really taking action, being patient, and letting your hope grow. That's what we see in this chapter 3 so far. Taking action, when Naomi is saying to Ruth, "Listen, it's time, okay? It's time that I found you a permanent home. You know, it's time, because you're back here in this new city. It's not even culturally relative to you. You're a foreigner here." But as her mother-in-law, she's caring for her, and she's saying, it's time. It's time for us to take some action, to be proactive about you finding a husband, right? And really, Naomi puts the responsibility on her. She said, "You know what? Let me find you a permanent home." And she's saying that, Boaz is a close relative of ours, and he's already been kind to you, letting you gather grain with his women. And as we saw in chapter 2, Boaz really was feeling her. Boaz was inviting her for lunch dates and giving her extra and providing for her already. So we see that Boaz already had a heart for her and was showing loyalty and kindness and going the extra mile for her. So Naomi is like, "Let me put 2 and 2 together, because y'all moving kind of slow." And I love how Naomi gets excited and she gets something to do, and she finds hope in providing for her daughter-in-law, giving her daughter-in-law instructions about what to do to actually move this budding romance along with their family redeemer. And Naomi says to her, listen, girl, we got to move this along. So you get dressed, you go wash up, you put on some perfume and some nice clothes and go down to the threshing floor. And that's where Naomi is inspiring them to actually meet up and basically have a little date, have a little discussion about. And I love it because their date wasn't like, oh, what do you like? No, what do you like? Their date was like to the point. Listen, Ruth is like, hey, you're a kinsman redeemer. You need to go ahead and marry me. That's literally what she told him. And then he says, oh, wow, this is awesome. Like, I was already feeling you. I really do like you. And I mean, the reality is there's one closer, but if he don't want you, I want you. And in fact, I'm gonna make sure I get you. So I love that with them. We could see in their story that the action that is taken, like I said, the theme of this chapter is taking action, being patient, and allowing your hope to grow. Taking action, being patient, and letting your hope grow. So these are lessons that I'm learning from these scriptures, and I just know that you're learning them too because we're in this thing together. And so let's do that. Let's be encouraged to take action, let our hope grow, and to be patient while our hope is growing. Take action, be patient, let your hope grow. So that's the encouragement for tonight. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Boaz did. Let me read this last verse again to us. The last verse is said, Naomi said to Ruth, just be patient, my daughter, until we hear what happens. The man won't rest until he has settled things today. The man won't rest until he has settled things today. So again, this story, this chapter opens up with taking action, being patient, letting your hope grow. And then it closes with taking action. We see the man, it opens with Naomi taking action, Ruth taking action, and now it's closing with Boaz taking action, right? So everybody's doing something. Ooh, I don't know about you, but I'm getting excited. Okay, let me take some action. Let's take some action, okay? Action, patience, let your hope grow. Until then, I'll see you. And that's what we'll do between now and tomorrow. We're going to take some action. We're going to be patient. We're going to let our hope grow. I know I keep saying it, but it's like I'm talking to myself too. We're taking action. We're being patient. We're letting our hope grow. And I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, be encouraged, believe God, and take some action. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Lord. You're so good.